the the pairs. And the first one we're going to look at, let's do the pound, because this was the one that gave us, it should be an easy trade for us. If you look at the weekly chart for the pound dollar, you can see that these are the two structure points that we have, which I've been mentioning it earlier. We have the 156.02 and the 157.06, and the big granddaddy of all, which is the 157.82. This is, if it gets above the 157.82, then you have now a breakout to the upside, and we can say that the break be above the 157.82, that will mean that the spring has released its energy to the upside. As long as we're below the 157.82, our bias is to the downside, and you can see the high of the day is the 157. It couldn't get to the 157.06 even. If you look at the daily chart, this is the 156.02, and if you look at this day here on Friday, this is how it looked. And we were trading Friday in the room, if you guys can remember. We were taking the pound short, we took the pound yen short, we took the if you look at the pound, we had a sell-off, and then suddenly this thing just turned around, and you can see the explosive move. I mean, this thing just flew, and again, nobody knows why this thing happened. The same thing as you can see in the pound yen. Look at the chart for the pound yen on the daily. In the intraday, the same story. We were actually, some of us had the pound yen. I think Serbia had the pound yen, and I had the pound yen, and we decided to close it, and we went out and we called it a day, and then this thing just turned around, and look at this. It was fascinating. And the same thing with, so all of these buys that you see right there, and we're doing the pound dollar right now, this is, could, with all this reversal that we had intraday, you can see that there is your 156.02, which is the blue dashed line, and then it pushed to the high of the day, which is right below the 157.06. And again, this is what I've been telling you it's been doing. It's been oscillating between the two structural points, your 157.06 and your 156.02. And right now we should expect it to do the same thing. Now it is coming back, and it is sitting, it closed the week at 156.84. So this will make our trade in the pound dollar very easy. Why? Because I'm going to buy it. If it closed at 156.84, then my buying signal is quite easy. Instead of I'm going to buy it right now. My structure long is the 157.06. Now I'm going to buy it above the 157.06. This will be my buying point. And it is my structure long point. And in this case, it's going to be my stop. Whenever we have a structural point and a long entry or a short entry, which is one of the same, it also becomes our stop. It is not precisely that exact point, but you give it a very tight stop within ballpark. And I'm doing this to keep our consistency. Now, so our buying point, so you can see this here, we are going to buy up there. This is where I'm going to buy. And if I'm going to buy it at 157.06, as I said, my stop is going to be very tight, so it's going to be somewhere, again, maybe below, right there. Now, to short this pair, the trend is still down. Even though you have this big momentum to the upside, the trend is still down. And as it stands, if it doesn't take, I want you to visualize this in your head, if it doesn't trade above the 157.06, this means it has failed to put a high, and that here will be our structural point, which is the 156.65. So right here, this will be our short point, and we're going to use the 156.77 or 75 to be our stop. So our short entry is going to be the 156.65. Our stop is going to be 156. Let's make it the 156.80. Just because you know the 80 level is very important. And my structure short point is the 156.02. And keep in mind, this thing is flipping between those two structure points. So if we sell short over here and we come down to the 156.02, you immediately move your stop to the 156.02. If it penetrates the 156.02, that immediately becomes your new stop. Okay? So the pound dollar, we are going to be buying above 157.06. It is my structural long point, and therefore it is going to be my stop on the long. I'm going to go short below 156.65. I have a structural short point at 156.02, and my stop is going to be 156.80. All right, that is the pound dollar. Let me save that.